Yeah.
In the meantime, you want to recap what the fuck we wrote out just for
Well,
the sake of it?
well, shouldn't the recap be in the recording? Whatever. Fuck the recording.
I don't
All
fucking care.
right. So, like, fucking. Oh my god. All right. I'm gonna do this in the best, very serious recap. Not gonna be serious. Oh my god. Alright, Alto was fucking wah wah wah. Oh my god, angst. I have an edgy mark on my back. Alto was
It
like,
keeps getting more cool and badass for whatever fucking reason.
yeah, I have so much riz and everyone wants to fuck me and I can't stand it. I don't want anyone to fuck
Yeah.
me. Anyways,
I'm
so
abs-
that that's what was happening. He needs someone do medical care on him because he doesn't want anyone to fuck him. And then it was like, anyways, but it's not really about that, alright? Alright, so what it's really about is like, look, I've been having fucked up, creepy dreams, like fucking stars falling and something was gonna eat me. It's probably not Cthulhu. It's fine. It's something else. It's alright. Anyways, the market shifted. Hayato's tired. And he's like, okay, so dream, omen shit, ugh, atheism energy, but maybe it's because, like, you're getting close to us. I don't know what pulled you away or whatever the fuck. Maybe you need to, like, tell me some fucking context, but being such a vague poster. And Alto was like, okay, I think it's less to do with y'all, and I think it's more to do with what we're doing, which is a nuance, but it's important. Anyways, it's like it changed because of like a choice that I made in the dream. I was being vague about it in the fucking post. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
we're fucking tired. Let's do this later. Also, I'm really scared about the G situation. I don't like it.
Hmm.
That's looking bad. We should probably do something. And
Yeah.
I went to fucking bed. And then, dreams happened.
Yep. Yep.
And I
Hmm.
also was like, so, all right, now I gotta be serious. So, fuck, like, let me sip my Smirnoff and get very serious.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Hayato was doing this thing where he's like, oh, I'm going to, like, help you, like, pack or whatever as my polite social in because I'm so cognizant and aware of everyone. And Alto was like, yeah, sure, man. I mean, I don't really need your help, but, like, whatever, man. Let's talk. Anyways, we sure had some delusional dreams, just like the ones y'all claimed to have previously in addition to our little visitor. Yeah. Alright, time to actually get in character. God. Thanks for coming to my summary. Anytime, any day.
So good. I love your summaries. They're fantastic.
Alright.
They remind me of the days of when I was significantly more chaotic with my chamsplations.
Alright. I could just we could literally just start verbally talking like the last two posts. It's literally just the verbalization
Hmm.
post. Well, I'll narrate the one I did before that. We just start verbalizing. Let's
Do we have that confirmed that we're recording?
Yes, it is confirmed we're recording. We are good to go.
Sick. Fantastic.
Alright. So ultimately, they kind of both need to go to sleep. Alto had winded himself up in this long spiel. Hayato was kind of like, "Look, we need to go to bed. All right, it's been a long day. We really need the rest." And of course, a lot had happened between that span of time. For now, Alto was kind of just busying himself after their visitation to Kentaro's tent and for the introduction of Mitsuki, because the entire I was keeping my post short at this point, but the idea was that like they're not just packing their own stuff up. He's probably helping like some of the other clans also pack their stuff up because that's what you should be doing as fucking magistrate. You should be being helpful and shit. That's where his brain is at least. So he's been packing up like his own stuff is pretty easy to pack up, but I think he's been helping one of the other clans pack up their stuff too, just crates and like fucking supplies and all that shit.
Yeah, he'd wander over after he'd finished getting his own, like, R stuff situated and whatnot and ready to go whenever the others were ready as well. After probably checking in on his wife just in case he didn't get the chance to see her before they left. But He'd approach and seeing what sort of tasks he was up to, ask him, need any assistance?
I imagine he's kind of almost finishing right now, just tying something up with some rope. Just finished it. And he's kind of tired. Really, he wanted more sleep. It's clear, probably in both their faces, that they need more sleep. But they're up and they're here. And he looks to Hayato and he's like, not really. No. But you can use it as like whatever appropriate social invitation you want to use it for. Kind of just sucks him a little bit. Be friendly, actually. He's a little too tired to be pissy right now. For now, funny how that works. I'm too tired to be defensive around you. Um, so I assume we kind of all had some pretty crazy dreams last night where we were inhabiting deities, just like the ones you all said you had, in addition to our like visitor.
What makes you call them delusional?
I mean, do we really want to get into that?
Yes, actually. Given our conversation last night, and after those events we just all had together, I think it's a worthwhile conversation.
He kind of just sighs and fucking sits himself on like, I'm just gonna say some fucking crates that he was tying down or whatever. That's a convenient thing. He kind of just sits himself down on it. He kind of just crosses his arms and he looks up to the sky and he's like, I find it delusional in the sense that none of us are particularly special individuals. We're not Jinchuriki. We're not champions. We're not these individuals with complex lineages. We're not. Kind of, bites his lip before he goes further. It simultaneously, I recognize calling it delusional isn't really helping us, but it sort of feels that way. That we're fooling ourselves into thinking we're larger than life. And I'm critical of that.
It seems as if you're coping rather than being critical. Because evidence, as it would show, would lead more so to the reality that we're receiving more messages from the gods. We've, the last time, had these dreams, received items from them explicitly.
See,
I don't know what this is about, but perhaps it's another step in wherever we are being guided.
what caused and I know all of you have said this story multiple times, but I've heard so many sensationalized versions of it. It's hard to tell what's reality and what's not.
Hmm.
What even caused your dreams with the gods in the first place?
Remind me, God, what was the cave called again?
Um,
Did it have a name?
yeah, it was this big vault called the Caesarea.
Okay.
The word not of the tongue that you guys speak, so it probably doesn't sound right.
Fair. And the forest was called what again?
Troll forest.
The Troll
That's
Forest.
actually where.
Hmm. We had found a vault in the Troll Forest. Upon entering, we lost consciousness. Had those dreams and woke up with items.
Kind of cups his chin and he's like looking down at the dirt, kind of thinking and pondering that. It would lead me to surmise then that on some level, the reason that we're having these dreams is because when you walked into that vault, you were perceived on some level. or you were maybe shown something. Maybe one or something else wants you to see those things. For whatever reason, it's still not really clear to me. But
I
have
agree.
have any of you talked to anyone beyond this group about those dreams? Because I'm starting to believe we're at a point where we need to confine in someone specialized on these matters.
No, as far as I'm aware, we have not.
I don't like gods being in my head. Or
That makes two of us.
kind of smiles. A little relieved, actually. I guess, as it were. Maybe we were in their heads. Or maybe we weren't even in their heads and we're just, again, we're clearly seeing something. Hmm. Anyway, this is what I don't know. You don't know. That's why I think at a point we need to confide in someone about this. This can't, if this is happening again, and I wasn't at the vault, so why am I getting dreams? And now we've got someone else with us. For all we know, she's gonna start having dreams.
I do have to wonder if her arrival brought on those dreams.
He pauses and just kind of tilts his head and thinks about that. That you have kind of seized his interest with that, actually. Like he's like, He's not saying anything though, but he's clearly.
Hmm. Well, I guess it will be very interesting with her new addition, given everything that's happened. What exactly will catch her up to speed on?
We know nothing of her, really. She's. He kind of just gives this look to Hayato, this very tired, dead inside look. How much are we going to tell her? I would love for her to know everything, but
If I had the choice in the matter, if we were going to tell her everything, it would be over a period of time in which, by the time she knew everything, she'd already be ingrained. But those decisions aren't exactly up to me, given it's not my information to tell.
it's about where I am too with it. We still don't really know anything of her, anyways.
Yes, I do look forward to getting to know her.
So, about G. Guess we need to talk about that, right?
He like kind of glances around the area just to ensure they're alone in this moment, but nods. I believe that would be a good decision, yes. What exactly do you wish to discuss?
He kind of is like, actually, like, kind of pulling at his finger cuticles as he's like pondering, figuring out how to like say this. Like he's pulling at them while he's thinking. He's not pursuing this, what you and I agreed to. That's not our official job. That's not our official business. What are we going to tell the champion, if anything?
I think we need to figure out more of what's going on before we can tell the champion anything. I'd hate to give an incomplete report.
Simultaneously, you recognize the risk of us being engrossed in a situation where we won't be able to communicate with him for a while. Especially given how far we might be traveling.
I understand the risks. And I'm fairly aware he is conscious of who we are. He wouldn't have chosen us otherwise.
That one causes a quick dart of eyes, but he nods. Actually seems to settle into that and kind of roll his shoulders a little bit. Okay.
Why did you agree? I thought, based off of your previous reaction, your hatred of the Kitsune, that you would be adamant on her death.
She's already
What
dead.
makes you favor G so much?
It's that I don't know the story.
And you sympathize.
I don't know if I'd call it sympathize yet, though I'm not saying you're incorrect. I don't know what it is. If it's sympathy. If it's... Do you ever have this gnawing, frustrating urge when you feel as if information is being willfully held from you? That you're being kept out of the loop? That you're being directed and kind of danced around, made to play a game and you don't know why? Or that there's more to the story and no one else cares to hear it? Or know it?
Given that it's happened within this own group, yes, I absolutely know the feeling. He smiles.
Yeah, that one's obvious what he's going for there. You're right. He's not going to linger there. On multiple levels, in fact. He's not going to linger there. But it's simultaneously, if they want him so bad, him in particular, that's that gets beyond our own personal experiences. That goes beyond our own personal wonderings. And I can't help but think of the evil of the horror they're going to use him for onto other people. And I think being ahead of the curve is kind of important, as distasteful as it is. I'm not excited to explain that to you, Zero.
Then you will need to.
He actually makes that noise. He just makes that noise and just kind of runs his hands through his hair. Ugh.
If you could have it your way, what would you do with G once we retrieve him?
My way,
Yes.
I'd want to interrogate him or have some dialogue or conversation. I'd want answers. I'd want to know what questions to ask that we don't know to ask currently. I think justice needs to be done unto him for what he did to Kentaro, but I do not want to see him disposed of personally. But that is also not just my choice to make, and I recognize that.
Well, I'm not asking for what is or is not your choice. I'm asking what you want.
That's what I want. I want answers. I want to know what to ask. I want retribution for him. Kind of nods in the direction of the tent that the champion's been in. But I want to know and comprehend properly what we face. I'll say out of character, he's clearly dancing around answering the question too directly.
Of course. No, absolutely. Shall I make a roll for the sake of it, for the hell of it?
If you would like to, sure.
I will absolutely take that opportunity.
Alright. And who knows? Maybe I roll a nat 20.
And I'll go to that one, as per usual, when it comes to our conversation.
Yeah.
Or not.
Bang. And what's the fucking roll to keep your face, to keep it cool?
Deception, I think.
Okay, damn, keeping my coolness deception. Alright, we ball.
Well, I mean, if you want to fucking risk something else.
No, you're good. Alright. So yeah, 18, you got 21. There clearly is something very personal tied into this on a level that it's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's the kind of personal where he knows the guy, where it feels like it's some deeply complex, like, oh, I've had this grudge or this thing since I was a child or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But it's clearly some sort of like, something's itching his brain. Something's itching his brain like crazy, and you almost get a read that he wants some kind of closure.
Right.
Has the sort of vague desperation in his tone and just the sort of lostness about him that he's looking for a conclusion of some sort. And maybe that's been inaccurately attached to G. Maybe G has nothing to actually do with it, but he's just projected that onto him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How far are you willing to go for this mission?
This is the cheapest trick in the book. I'm sure you played it as a 3-year-old. How far and willing are you to go?
If getting to him means getting to the Spider Clan, I'd kill and die for it.
No, I'll sink my reputation and my honor with the magistrate. And yeah, ready to kill. I'm not gonna die for it. I'm willing to die for it, but I'm not going to die for it because I'm going to see this through. We're going to see this through. I
Of
think
course.
I didn't like
Go
that,
on.
but
Mm-hmm.
I've had something gnawing at me about something. It's. Have you ever sometimes been introduced to a perspective that makes you reassess your understanding of what you thought you knew in the past, and it isn't necessarily directly attached, but it makes you reconsider what you thought you knew?
Yes.
I want to know what I don't know. I want to comprehend perspectives I've previously written off because I was too cowardly to face them.
Including the one on your back?
Peace eyes. Look, Hayato, as respectfully as I can say this, we work together. We survive together and we face horrors together. What do I know about you that makes it worth telling you anything remotely personal about me? Who are you, really? Why are you so deserving to know anything about me?
Well, I'm particularly intelligent. And I've done enough in my life to earn my position here. Even though I am not remotely magically inclined or experienced. And that seems to be the entirety of what our section is about. And given now that you've personally experienced the shared dreams that we all seem to be experiencing, for the sake of team cohesion, I'd like to help you if you are concerned, and it seems as if this is distressing you. And as your doctor, I'd like to relieve that if I can. There does not have to be anything personal tied to it, but clinical. Your sanity matters to me just as much as your physicality.
Presses his tongue into his cheek.
Professionally.
The sort of help and closure I think I require, I'm finding through this work. I am uncertain if I would benefit from confiding in someone that I do not trust on a personal level. It feels like I'm kinda. He doesn't say kinda. I'm struggling to find my own words.
You're fine.
I need to be certain that if you have ammo on me, I have ammo on you to feel secure. You're not the type of person I'm gonna get ammo on. Kind of gives him a smile there, like, and that's not even a critique of his character. It's almost kind of like it's almost as a look of respect in his eyes there. Actually,
He doesn't even like try to hide the denial of that. He kind of just like nods his head from side to side, like considering it, but also not at all denying it.
yeah. If it truly gets to a point of distressing where I must make myself a turtle on its back, then I will go to you. Right now, I'm dealing with it. In the most
For the
ideal world,
sake
oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
for the sake of curiosity, may I look at it one more time to see if anything's happened since our dream?
He just cusses under his breath. Not even at you, but he's like, oh, hell no, that better not be the case. There's no way. He does not
He's
like.
like, just.
He didn't even think of that.
And that's why high up the he thinks of every angle.
Let's go get a tent, I guess.
Hi. After you.
Kind of mutters something about stripping in front of fucking men. And is like cussing and just muttering. And just like. But it's
The
very.
softest, I'm your doctor, is heard behind him.
He shuts up.
I'm sure there's one last tent that's up that we can go to. That probably has most of our shit in it anyways while we get the horses ready and all that jazz.
Alright. He's not in his armor right now. He's still dressed in.
Yeah, we're traveling. Why the fuck would we
Oh, Alto's an armor boy. He's like, I always gotta be prepared. But this time, he
Alright,
point.
buddy.
Yeah. He puts all that effort in. He does his 9 to 5. Not right now, though. He's not clocked in yet. Alright, to the tent. And he kind of just. he sees. He's actually seething, and he's like, you can tell it is. There's no rawness of this. He's fucking anxious. He's like, oh hell no. It better
Now
not.
we now that's in his brain, and he's like, "Oh no."
You've given him a brain worm now.
Yep, that's the point.
And like as he ends up kind of like like adjusting his robe, he's like, I don't see why it would cause that. I think the character of the dream is different. Mutter, 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 mutter. But yeah, you're gonna inspect his bag.
Doesn't hurt to confirm that. Is this back different from the previous night?
Yeah.
No.
Sweet. He gives it like a thorough, like using his eidetic memory to scan over every detail. And after about a minute or so, he lets out a soft like, no, it's the same.
Out of character. Did I just get played?
I don't know. That'd be crazy. Would we
Yeah.
make you anxious for the sake of
Nah.
making you anxious? That would be insane behavior.
That's fucking ASPD behavior if ever I've seen it. anyways.
Anywho.
Anyways. He's like, yeah. There's clearly this audible sigh of relief. He's not smart enough to think there's anything up here, even if there is nothing up. He's not smart enough to even think about that. He's taking Hayato's word as a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of
Mm-hmm.
quickly folds
Yeah.
back up, kind of just puffs, ties it properly, kind of just crosses his arms. I don't assume you have any new insights, considering it's not exactly your field of work.
Not currently, but if you want me to look into it, I'm happy to look up or look into those symbols.
He shakes his head. It's alright. We've got bigger things to worry about right now.
He nods. You're welcome to roll it inside if you want.
Yeah, I'll roll it. Why not?
Just for the fun of it. Well, I'm debating if I want to roll. I'm doing it at disadvantage because it's also like Loki not necessarily trying to hide shit. Incredible. It wouldn't have mattered. Uh, yeah, he's fully gonna look into it anyways. Uh, but he just nods respectfully.
So which one were you when we were dreaming?
Take a guess.
Me trying to remember names. Kinda- Actually, he seems to be having a little bit of fun with us. Actually, he kind of like looks at you.
Mm-hmm.
He squints. You were definitely. I'm look. This is. I'm look. I'm drinking. I'm gonna get names wrong right now. Okay. I literally should know this. You were the giant snake, and he nods very seriously. Very seriously. It was you.
Good answer. Good answer.
Wow, that's such a good answer.
Why am I forgetting names?
Hayato genuinely laughs. That is tickling to him. No.
You're lying.
Try.
You're lying.
Why would I lie about that?
You were Tsukuyomi.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I knew.
Mhm.
It was obvious.
Then why would it be obvious?
Who else but you? If I wasn't Tsukuyomi, then it'd be you.
Hmm.
Or excuse me, he gets mad even as he says that. If I was of the perspective of Tsukuyomi, he gets like this foul taste in his mouth. Actually, he's like, "Wait a second, why did I just say that? Oh God!" He's like, ugh.
How did you feel experiencing those dreams?
Like I could protect people. A little softer, actually. I guess it's all in wonder. Kind of like, almost, it's very little different. Like, there were stakes infinitely beyond my own perspective, beyond my selfhood, and that they deserved to actually get to see through their selfhoods. I can't remember much of it, but I remember having this. I don't really think. I don't really understand what this feels like. I couldn't. But the way a parent feels, but it's more than parental. It's almost more like there's a warmth in your chest at the notion of other lives getting to be. I've never felt anything like that. I liked it.
And perhaps it won't be the last. I agree. I also enjoyed the dreams.
And what were your reasons? Should you be inclined to share?
Similarly to your previous desire for knowledge of the unknown. It's fascinating experiencing what I assume are memories. Seeing worlds and peoples, creatures of all kinds. I've seen plenty of different kinds of yokai on the wall, but this is a different ordeal entirely. It's humbling and inspiring.
I think I like your perspective better than my own. I'd prefer it if it were humbling, rather than some mark to measure up to.
You feel pressured to meet those standards.
You know, and I don't even know what the standards are is the frustrating thing. I think that's why I hate it.
Have you had those inclinations most of your life?
Yeah,
Living
kind
up
of.
to something greater?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, that's it. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. It's okay. You're good. You're not going to manipulate me into being my. Well, it's a setting appropriate. I'll just say shrink, whatever. You're not going to manipulate me into being my shrink.
And what if I'm just trying to get to know you?
Why?
We work together? Does there have to be a greater reason?
Are you the type of individual who prefers to stab people when you know them?
No.
Insight! Also a joke, also. It's a little bit more. Hey, 18 free.
uh, Well, God, I'm trying to think of the answer to that question. Yeah, no, he's lying.
Okay, let me get another beer real quick. Let me strap in. Hang on.
Had to lock in real quick.
Oh damn! I gotta walk in too.
Alright, I have produced my
Ooh.
second beer.
Wow.
I hope y'all are being incredibly entertained by this RP.
The joke's on you, Hayato.
Mhm.
That was the play.
Yeah. Oh no.
So,
I love
as
that this bait is consistent with these two specifically.
so he kind of as he catches you and then line, he keeps his face measured, he keeps it neutral, he nods, so you don't care to get incredibly close to the people you prefer to see die under your hands. You don't get anything out of it whatsoever. It doesn't stimulate or excite your brain to know someone's ins and outs and know that their life is in your hands. Not at all. It's not your love language.
My love language being stabbing people that I know.
You're married. You'd know better than me.
And what about my marriage has indicated that is what I want to do?
Not your marriage has indicated that. He shrugs. Hey, if you're gonna play evasive, you can play evasive. I'm not even accusing you of anything.
No,
Honestly,
you're
it's
just
probably just
challenging my honor.
it's hardly your honor. Is there anything dishonorable of it?
Depends on who you ask.
Within this tent, I don't find it dishonorable or disrespectable. Look, the point is, I wasn't even getting at that. What I was trying to get at, you are the type of person who will absolutely use every single thread in the terrible circumstance that we have to be at each other's throats. You are the type of person who will mind game me, weaponize everything, and then keep everything close to your chest so nothing about you can be gamed, if anything can even be gamed of you in the first place. Honestly, it's probably why you're alive, isn't it? People like that
I'm a
tend
courtier after all. He jokes back.
he nods. They're all like that.
It's the fun of the game.
I think your work is the most terrifying work of anyone here.
Hmm. I had not considered that.
You get scared ever in these. You're surrounded by these incredibly important people with ties and connections. It could reflect on your family, your loved ones. Beyond fear for yourself, I don't imagine you experience that much, but for those that matter, it's a little different.
Fear in social settings. I think you have to be imbecilic to not experience fear. You don't know enough if you don't. Fear is healthy, keeps you alive.
One day I think I'd like to tell you, maybe over drink, spill my woes or whatever to you, pretend that we're not just working together. I guess we are keeping each other alive. Hey, speaking of that, I don't know what that fucking Kitsune did to me, but I'm sorry for nearly shooting you. When I aimed at you, I saw her.
That gives him a more proper pause. Then he smiles really casually, almost like dismissively. Here, I thought you were trying to kill me.
And he's pretty dead serious here. I'd take my life if I killed you like that.
And I'm so relieved that you didn't.
Not just you, might I add. If that happened with anyone, yeah. She got under my skin. I'm trying to set that aside going forward because threat on your life, the threat on everyone else's. I can't be like that again. That was ridiculous. That was stupid. That was hurtful.
Yes, it was.
Nuts.
It was childish. I'm glad you recognize that and plan to work on it, especially given we'll likely see a lot more of her.
As long as she doesn't. He kind of like he hates even saying this, so he like almost like bites his tongue. He catches himself, but he words it differently, like almost more like in a soft, less offensive way. As long as she does not harass anyone here again. I think we'll get on well.
Are you so possessive?
And see, here you actually see him make an exasperated sort of expression. I would have been just as angry if she had done that to you or Yutaro. No one should force themselves on another person. And she thought it a joke. It wasn't just because it was Sosei. None of you should have to go through that. And
How chivalrous.
what'd you say? Sorry.
How chivalrous.
He kind of rolls his eyes at that. He's like, why are you being dismissive? That's not what I intend here.
Apologies. I do not mean to be dismissive.
What do you mean then?
You are very fond of Sosei. Do you deny that?
No.
Then perhaps it's not so far-fetched that you reacted so passionately because it was him over Yutaro or I. I believe you in your statement of not forcing oneself on another. But I do think there was a level of personal tie that led to your reaction.
Did none of you also just feel nauseous when you saw that? Like your guts were gonna be upended?
No. I personally didn't. I can't claim to know what the others were feeling. But perhaps that was of the mind that prior to her reveal, Sose had seemed quite interested.
He wasn't interested in her. He was playing a game.
And you are upset that he saw it through?
Not really, actually. No. Kind of surprises me. I didn't care. We were doing what we were doing.
Besides being furious that she had acted on it.
He kind of hesitates. Like, he's sitting here trying to figure out how to explain this. You see, there's actually a certain degree of, like, he's hiding himself. Like, he's trying to figure out what he does say of himself and what he doesn't say. And then he ends up deciding he's going to speak pretty frankly. In the heat of battle, if someone, and it was just a kiss, I recognize that. Her intent was to kill, her intent was to violate, and her intent was to make one feel small and insignificant. That was not flirty, that was not romantic, that was not a reference. It was very clear. If you if you were trying to kill someone and you kissed them, how do you think they would feel?
I couldn't claim to know.
And I couldn't either. So yes, it is personal. I'm not going to say it's not. And maybe you're just different, and maybe Yusuro's just different, and none of you see things like that. I don't know. I don't want anyone to feel small like that, though. I think we're more than that. All of us. Disagreements, agreements, all of it. I don't want to see any of that happen to any of you. And should it happen again, I will attempt to keep my head together. But it. Look, this is already. I didn't really want to explain this to any of you. But that's where I stand with it.
I appreciate your honesty.
Respectfully, do we have anything else we need to discuss? I would like to get some alone time if I can help it. Especially if I need to conduct myself right in front of someone new and capable. And not act a fool in front of her and embarrass myself like an idiot.
Of course. I will not hold your attention any longer. I'll give him a small head bow.
Head back to him.
And leave him alone.
He's gonna leave with a final comment, and we can even go back and forth about this if there's anything else with it, but I would like to actually catch a drink with you under less horrible circumstances and actually get to know you as a person rather than someone I'm trying to survive with.
He like stops probably at the very like almost pushing the tent door open. I like that. I'm sure we'll have plenty of opportunities.
I don't know about that.
You just have to find the time.
We have all the time. That's.
He's gonna leave him like that. He's gonna just head out.
Fair. He's like pondering, like if he's about to say maybe we should drink at camp together or whatever. Then Patrick's fucking gone, and he's like, ah, shit, what, fuck, whatever. He does need to make the time. He's like, all right, well, that's that.
Yay!
I tell Sam, all right, Sam, if you're here, start recording. If you're not here, I'll DM you. Recording. He here.
All right. Good Samuraising. Live recording.